Hey, what's up, everybody? Movie review coming at you tonight, and we will be reviewing Gemini Man. And Gemini Man stars Will Smith. Also stars Will Smith because it's Will Smith versus Will Smith. But in other words, Henry Brogan versus Junior. Which is obviously there's a 51-year-old version of Will Smith versus a 23-year-old version of Will Smith. So it gets crazy. But let's talk about this movie Gemini Man. First off, I got a few cool things they gave me. I'm not even really sure what this is, but I think this is a little card protector or something that you can put on the back of your phone. Oh, I think this is okay. I don't know. I think it all works together, whatever. I didn't get a t-shirt because they kind of all sold out. But yeah. But anyway, I got to check out the movie today, and there's like something. I have a weird story as to why I was excited to see this movie, and I'll get to it eventually in this review. But Gemini Man is basically we're following Henry Brogan, who's again played by Will Smith, and he's a DIA soldier, and he's at the end of his tenure. He's ready to be done. He is the best marksman to ever do it. I mean, literally, they prove it by the opening shot of what happens, of why he's the best. Only he can do what he can do. He has the skills, the tools, the everything just to always get his man. And we see that again very early in the movie with some really beautiful shots. There's this one amazing like fisheye lens shot in the very beginning too that I really like. But he's at the end of his career. He's done. I mean, the guy's mentally clocked out. He talks about how he sees ghosts, how he doesn't like to even look in the mirror. Like, he's done. He just wants to just be completely out and done with it. But he does one last job before he's done. And when he's done that job, some of his soldiers, his friends and so forth, finds out about the job because again only he can do what he can do, so his marks are absolutely on the job. And come to find out, his friends let him on a secret, letting him know that, hey, you took out somebody and it's kind of questionable why you would do that. As it seems that his ex-agency tricked him into taking someone out that he thought was a terrorist that ended up not being. So he wants to know why he's being, why they would lie to him, and now he's being targeted. So he's on the run, trying to get answers and get back to the source of him being targeted. So that's really the premise of this story. Concluding to to the part where he ends up seeing a soldier who is identical to himself. The younger, faster, more agile version of himself, and he has questions. He wants to know why, because again, he's the best to ever do it. And when he comes face to face with the younger version of himself, he's faced with the reality, like, this nothing's making sense right now, but I need to find out, and I'm also having trouble handling this as well as this soldier who's also, the soldier Junior, obviously played by Will Smith, who's also like, there's a older version of me, but I'm in denial of it right now. But he's also giving me a lot of difficulty in completing my mission. So Danny, who's also nicknamed Toast in this movie, played by Mary Winstead, is Henry's partner here, and it's kind of she's new to the agency, so she has no clue what's happening because she was only tasked in surveillancing Henry, to the point that she doesn't realize that she's also been burned because she knows more. She doesn't know a lot, but she knows more about the location of Henry, which then puts the agency puts a target on her as well too. So yeah. I feel like also too, there's a very critical point that I forgot to mention for this review, and that's the fact of like Henry tracking his ex-friend Clay. And the reason why he's tracking Clay is because Clay and the ex-agency are trying to target him. They're trying to target him because he possesses, all the tools in the toolbox. he's the perfect soldier, except he's human. And you know, when it comes down to you know, humans in war, the suffering, the mental, the human factor could be a liability at times. So Clay, who runs this company called Gemini, which is basically a global defense company, I had to just check really quick, and he's developed this program of cloning soldiers, which years ago, not years ago, but 3 years ago to the story, Henry had surgery, his blood was taken, Clay took his blood, decided to clone him. So he cloned Junior, and Junior is just a younger version of him, the younger human version of him. But that's just not the game plan. The game plan is to make these soldiers who do not have emotions, who are just soldiers of war, who doesn't come back, they don't feel anything, and you know, morally everyone sees it being wrong. That's why it is Henry's job to completely find out why they were talking to him, shut Gemini down, and so that no more of younger mini hymns are happening. So that's the premise of what's going on in this movie. But anyway, let's just talk about a few things about the movie. Number one, Benedict Wong in this movie. And anything Benedict Wong in is anytime Benedict Wong is in the movie, he's so enjoyable. He's literally the best sidekick. He's playing Darren, another ex-soldier and friend to Henry. And you know how like canny Benedict Wong is in his characters. He's just really enjoyable in this movie. This movie has a lot of like beautiful shots. The camera work I think is really good, especially something like the aerial camera work, especially like scaling the sky and stuff. The night shots look really good. I mean, they're really photorealistic. It's just I think it's like a photographer's dream to get some of these shots like they were getting in this movie. The action was on point. The camera work, the action shots during the action scenes were just amazing. I thought they were really good. They really provided a really interesting vantage point in following the action, especially some of the dirt bike scene like you've seen in the trailers, and any of those pursuit type of scenes were just really good. I thought the action shots, like the gun scenes for sure, like the 1v1s was really good. Very Call of Duty-ish. Actually, a lot of the scenes felt like Call of Duty like scenes or whatever, the video game Call of Duty. But yeah, the action, like I said, was really good. I thought the camera work was good. But with the action came a lot of CGI, and it was just very noticeable to me. I wouldn't say CGI like heavy, but CGI noticeable. I thought the jokes in this movie didn't land good. I think that a lot of the jokes was just whatever. A lot of a classic vintage Will Smith. And what I mean by that, his dialogue, the conversations and stuff with him, just very Will Smith-ish in this movie. The plot itself and the story, I mean, I wasn't thoroughly invested in it. But I think for the target that it wanted to reach, the margin that it was in, it stayed within that range, and it never tried to seek out of it, which I'm fine with, because if a movie knows what it wants to do and it does it, then I'm cool with it. So I thought within the parameters of what it wanted to do, it absolutely did that 100%. Now, the 51-year-old version of Will Smith, the 23-year-old version of Will Smith, when you talk about the de-aging process and how that's being done, I thought it looked good. It didn't look creepy, scary, or like really noticeable, like, oh my God. I mean, if the 51-year-old Will Smith wasn't there, then the 23-year-old one in the present time, I would say, yeah, that's absolutely Will Smith. So I thought for sure that was, I thought that the technology of them doing that is just amazing, considering that you do have both of those guys in the same scene together. And a matter of fact, the scenes together with them felt really like neutral. Like it didn't feel like abstract, like two CGI on one side and so forth. Like I just felt like it was just really neutral playing ground for both of them, no matter, no matter the fact that we know one is actually, and then the other one obviously had to be de-aged. So I thought that was good as well too. And also the conversation between the two. I thought Will Smith's voice work was good, because there wasn't a sense of like me talking to me. It was like this 51-year-old me talking to 23-year-old me, and you could tell by the scale of voice range that they were, you know, who was talking if you close your eyes. So I thought they did a really good job in that well too. Now, to the point I was making earlier, the reason why I was interested in seeing this movie, because when I was at a bachelor party last November, me and my friends were there when they were shooting this movie in Cartagena, Colombia, which was cool because of, you know, my first time being there and getting to see the old city there. It's very beautiful. Like, the architecture and everything there is very amazing. So considering that they shot this in beautiful Cartagena, and seeing the action shots through the city were absolutely amazing. Also, too, this is also when Will Smith came alive in social media, and that's when we kind of like started putting it together, because like he didn't have social media, then he had social media, and then him and all his family was out there skydiving and all this other stuff. And I'm like, whoa, Will Smith is in town. But yeah, he wasn't just in town on vacation, he was actually shooting his film. So it was cool to see kind of that come full circle from the fact of, you know, certain parts of the city being shut down for it to be the filming and so forth, and all the social media stuff they've seen, to actually seeing this movie. But Cartagena is absolutely beautiful, and actually seeing the action shots throughout it was very, very cool. I thought that was a excellent place, especially for that dirt bike chase scene that they had. You will thoroughly enjoy that for sure. But last other thing too, I think that that this movie did was that I thought the last action scene was absolutely the nail in the coffin. Like, I thought it was just like, it was just, the action just progressively kept getting better. The CGI work along with the action progressively got it accompanied with it. So I thought that was worth noting. But like I said, if you go into this movie and you understand the margin and target of what they're trying to reach, then you'll be fine. But anything that exceeds outside of it, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not about to get the best movie of the year. Actually, it felt like an end of the year blockbuster, an end of a summer style of movie with the action and so forth. But the competition this year, especially in the summer, was just so good that this movie would have never stood a chance. Consider Hobbs and Shaw and stuff like that. So I thought the placement for release, which is this Friday, is absolutely right. But it does feel like a summer blockbuster movie. Big name attached to it with Will Smith. And I think people will enjoy it. I think it's going to make good money. Like, I'm really, really sure it's going to make good money. It's sure some of the ratings out right now are giving it a good, giving it good reviews. But I think, again, for what it wants to reach, it does that. And I thought it's enjoyable. I think this is going to be a great movie that people will enjoy when it streams. I think people are going to be like, oh, I probably would have checked this out when it comes out on, you know, Netflix or whatever streaming service, or just, you know, video on demand or on demand, whatever it may be. But at the same time, I think if you do want to go out and this is something that you feel like it calls to you, I think you will enjoy it. I just think that it just stays within its margin of what it wants to do. Will Smith being Will Smith, the action was absolutely enjoyable with the effects and everything. I think it all was very cohesive together. The jokes flat. The story, whatever, and overall, it's just a really just okay action movie. But you know, I'm very curious to see what you guys think when you check it out, and you know, definitely leave me some thoughts in the comments below. Because for me, in movies like this is one of the movies for sure that, with how good the visuals look, I wouldn't mind owning this, because it's like one of those type of movies you put in the background while you have a company over. And you may not really care what people are saying and all that good stuff, but once that action is happening, once the fighting, the combat with the guns explosion and everything, especially that last scene, like that last scene is crazy. It's gonna tune people in. So you know, I think that's, you know, how you can look at this movie and so forth. But anyway, like I said, definitely thank you for tuning into this review. Leave me some comments below. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys. I got something tomorrow coming out. Got some things to do tomorrow. So, you know, stay tuned, stay subscribed, and I'll catch you for the next one.